You've been told to chase, to impress, to earn her attention. But that's the biggest lie men believe, because obsession doesn't come from effort, it comes from impact. You don't need to look perfect. You don't need money, status, or lines. You just need to know what her mind can't resist. There are 6 psychological triggers, 6 invisible switches inside her brain that, when flipped, make her think about you non-stop, crave your presence, and chase your attention. These triggers bypass logic. They speak directly to her emotional core, and once activated, she won't even understand why she's drawn to you. But she will be, deeply. Let's begin with the first. Trigger number 1, unpredictability. Routine is safe, predictability is boring, and boredom is the death of obsession. When she always knows what you'll say, what you'll do, how you'll respond, there's no edge. But when you become unpredictable, when your silence has a rhythm, when your replies don't follow a pattern, when you show depth instead of routine, she becomes curious. And curiosity, it's the beginning of emotional addiction. Because now she's not just thinking about you, she's trying to figure you out. That pull she feels, that's not logic, that's her dopamine system firing. You've triggered the chase in her without chasing her. Trigger number 2, scarcity. What's rare becomes valuable. What's always available becomes invisible. Most men offer too much too fast. Too many texts, too many compliments, too much time. And without realizing it, they train her to take them for granted. But when you're selective, when your time feels earned, when your presence isn't guaranteed, you trigger a powerful instinct inside her. She starts chasing your attention. She replays your last interaction. She waits for your next move, because scarcity creates anticipation, and anticipation is addictive. A stoic man doesn't flood her with energy. He lets the absence speak louder than presence, and that silence, it builds pressure she can't ignore. If you're the kind of man who wants to be chased, not ignored, subscribe now. This channel is built for you. Trigger number 3. Emotional contrast. Most men stay in one emotional lane. They're either too soft or too serious. But obsession is born from contrast, from tension and release, from unpredictability and safety, from calm presence and flashes of intensity. When she never knows exactly what she'll feel next, she stays hooked. You say something sharp, then go silent. You challenge her, then make her laugh. You're calm but not passive, grounded but not boring. This contrast creates a roller coaster of emotion, and the human brain craves that ride. It's what makes movies addictive. It's what makes music unforgettable, and it's what makes you unforgettable. Emotional contrast tells her, this man has layers, depth, danger, warmth, and presence. And that combination, it burns into her memory. Let's go deeper. The 4th trigger doesn't just make her feel something, it makes her see herself differently around you. Trigger number 4, identity reflection. People don't fall in love with you, they fall in love with who they become around you. And women are no different. When your presence makes her feel more feminine, more alive, more desired, she'll associate those emotions with you. That's the secret most men never get. Attraction isn't about proving yourself. It's about creating experiences she can't forget. When she feels more beautiful in your presence, more playful, more emotional, when she laughs more, thinks deeper, or even questions herself, she starts building an emotional bond. And that bond doesn't come from logic, it comes from identity. You become the man that makes her feel like her best self, not through praise, but through the way you challenge her, observe her, and remain unshaken in who you are. Trigger number 5, controlled dominance. Attraction isn't just emotional, it's primal, it's biological. And deep inside every woman, there's a craving to feel a man's strength, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, psychologically. When you take the lead, when you make decisions with certainty, when you set boundaries without apology, she feels it. Not on the surface, but in her nervous system, in her chemistry, in the way her body responds to your calm authority. It's not about control, it's about presence. It's about showing her that when you speak, you mean it. When you move, you're clear. And when you choose her, it's because you wanted to, not because you needed to. Controlled dominance isn't aggression, it's alignment. And that alignment creates instant polarity. She leans back because you lead forward. Now the final trigger. That one makes her chase, not because she wants to, but because she has to. Trigger number 6, emotional incompleteness. Humans chase what feels unfinished. It's how the mind works. And women? They feel the gaps more than they see them. When every interaction wraps up too neatly, too predictably, too perfectly, there's no space left for her imagination. But when you end a moment before she expects, when you leave something unsaid, when you give her just enough presence, but not everything, she starts to replay it in her head over and over. What did that mean? Why did he go quiet? What was he really thinking? That emotional incompleteness creates craving. You don't need to manipulate. You just need to stop trying to finish every moment. Let tension hang. Let silence breathe. Let her wonder. Because the more space you leave, the more obsessed she becomes with filling it. You don't chase obsession, you create it. With mystery, with contrast, with presence, with silence, with strength and space. These 6 psychological triggers don't require games. They require awareness, discipline, confidence in your energy. Most men try to talk their way into her heart, but she doesn't fall for words. She falls for feeling. How you make her feel when you're not even around. You want her thinking about you at 2 a.m.? Make her feel something she can't explain. Make her feel seen, uncertain, alive. And then pull back, not to punish, but to lead. That's what separates the man she forgets from the man she can't stop chasing. Now let me ask you this. Which one of these 6 triggers do you think is the most powerful, and why? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's see who's really paying attention.